Baptist Church is located at 509 Mulberry Street. Phone 458-3164 or online at loudonumc.org.
This is Jeff Trout from Loudon West End Florist and Gifts. Whatever your floral needs, our dedicated staff is here to help. Open Monday through Friday, 8:30 a.m. till 5 p.m. Saturday from 8:30 to 1, and anytime by appointment.
Loudon West End Florist and Gifts, located next to Loudon Funeral Home. Phone 458-4616 or online at loudonwestendflorist.com.
It's a Redskin victory here at Loudon High School.
Our first overtime of the year so far, and I predicted it earlier. I didn't tell anybody, but I said, I bet we'll have an overtime tonight. And we did.
Go.
So
I
there you go.
Yep. He's been around, so he knows. All right, so the Redskins win it 76-66 in overtime in thrilling fashion. And what a great win it was here at home. If we go by the scoring by quarter, in the first quarter, Tellico with 9, Loudon 8. Second quarter, Tellico had 24 to Loudon's 20. Third quarter, all Redskins, as Tellico had 8 and Loudon 20. And in the fourth quarter, Tellico 21, Loudon 15, before the final overtime where the Redskins were able to pull out the victory 76-66. Individual scoring, first for the Tellico Plains Bears. Rylan Woods finished with 16 points. Burgess Tate had 22. Chadwick Davis with 7. KT Hamilton with 8. Kenley Atkins had 5. Trevor Kibler 4. And Isaac Hollinghead with 3. For the Loudon Redskins, leading scorer Jaden Capshaw, 32 big points. Nolan Bethel had 15. Noah Eller with 11. Shane Connect had 5. Eli Kelso with 8. Sebastian Correa 3. And Jackson Collins with 2. We would like to remind you again that the next contest for these Redskins will be on Friday as they travel over to Greenback to take on the Cherokees. And just a reminder, that's a 6:30 start time for the girls, 8 o'clock for the boys. And then the following week, 2 big home games against rivals on December 5th at home against Sweetwater and December 7th at home against Kingston. And then the Redskins and Lady Redskins begin their district play. December 12th away at Heritage, and then December 15th at home against Sequoia. Then the Redskins will finish their December with December 19th, 20th, and 21st here at Loudon High School Christmas tournament. And then December 28th, 29th, and 30th away at Saudi Daisy. All right, so a great win by the Loudon Redskins, and now we are joined with the victorious head coach of the boys, Coach Josh Graves. Coach Graves, congratulations.
Thank you. I was pleased with our second half. Little sluggish to start, and credit to Tellico, man. They're a really good team, well coached. They're a little young. They got a junior and senior there, 5 and 1 that ended up having to change to 32 at the end of the game. Who are kind of their older guys, but their sophomore class is really good. They're going to be good for quite a few years here to come, and so for us to be able to handle that first half adversity and bounce back and get a win against a good Tellico team early, man, it's I hope it's a good building block for our kids as we move on a little deeper in the schedule here.
And you mentioned that Tate, he was scoreless the first quarter.
Yeah.
Second quarter, he scored 13.
Yeah.
What was kind of the difference there? What allowed him to get going?
I think just in my opinion, our defensive rotations were poor. We were trying to run our three-quarter trap 12, and half of us were in 2-2-1, half of us were in that, and we were flying up the floor. And 12 is more of a contain and contest top deal where we want to trap in the half court. And so I thought we were getting way out of position defensively, and our rotations were slow. And if you are slow on your rotation on a guy like him, he's going to knock it down. And then once he knocked it down a few times, we started closing too hard when we were out of position and not getting a good closeout, and he's just going right by us. So I thought our lack of defense really let him get going there in the second quarter.
So how'd you adjust there at the half? Because they scored 24 in the second.
Yeah.
13 of those were Tate's.
Yeah.
And then they took a lead into the half, 33-28. And then coming out, they score 8 points.
Yeah.
Tate has 0 points.
Yeah.
And they get their first point 3 minutes into the game. So what happened there? Did Coach Curse and Coach Jenkins and Coach D just go crazy in the locker room, or what happened?
If you call crazy some fantastic halftime adjustments from your assistant coaches, then yes, they went nuts. But no, we always meet down here in the tunnel, and Coach D and Coach Curtis and Coach Jenkins, and I want their input 100% of the time, all the time. And they gave me some really good stuff that we put into play for the boys. Coach D put in some offensive stuff for us. We all were in agreement that we needed to get out of the traps and things of that nature. They made some really good adjustments at halftime, and the boys were coachable in that and put those adjustments into action. And to me, that was the difference. We did not come out ready to go, and that second half with the fantastic assistant coach adjustments, man, they really made me look good.
So that was some big changes defensively, what you did. What about your offensive changes? Capshaw had 7 at the half.
Yeah.
And he finished with 32 points.
Yeah.
What adjustments, what changes offensively did y'all make?
We tried to get some different looks. Coach Swanson is, you talk about a seasoned veteran. He's it. And he's got some great help in those young guys, and Coach Chapman, who was here last year with the Lady Redskins. So they were well scouted, and, one of those like, Coach Kamikawa down there at Rockwood. He knows what you're going to do before you're going to do it. And so in the first half, we were really stagnant after our sets, and that was one of our keys, was to be active offensively, because we knew, Coach Swanson's done it long enough. He's going to know. You're not going to trick Coach. And so I thought second half our movement without the ball was a lot better. I thought we got stops in the second half a lot more than the first half, and that led to easier offense and transition. And I thought those little wrinkles that Coach D put in, he put in a little zoom action, which is just 5 out and the 4 and the 5, down screen for the wings in the corner to curl off. And if anything, those 4 guys doing that action take away the help from a Capshaw, who then has an open driving lane. And so, it's Coach D's been a head coach in middle school for a while now, and it's really nice having that second head coach, so to speak, on your staff. And he's got knowledge that he really spits to me real quick. And even mid-game, he's seen something, and he's telling me. And I looked, I said, hey, Coach, write that down on the board, please, because I'm not going to remember what you said. But offensively, we just tried to simplify, throw some different looks at them, and try to get driving lanes. And, normally when less is more, when you simplify, things tend to get easier.
Walk us through that last defensive stand here at right before the end of regulation. Had you already planned with your team that you were going to see what they were going to do and take another timeout, or was it we're going to do this and then you saw something you didn't like and you took the timeout?
I was banking on their side out action, because we'd seen that 5 or 6 times in the game where 3 would back screen and then pop out for a shot or drive, and he killed us on the baseline. I mean, Woods, that sophomore, man, that sucker might score 2,000 by the time he's done. And he was killing us on the baseline drive, which is hard to help from. But we thought it was that, and then they come out 4 high, and I just know high school kids, man. I just know how we are, and I knew we'd get way up in them, and they'd get some easy back cut or something. And so I thought, all right, Coach has showed his cards. I'm gonna see if I can call his bluff and see what happens. And he stuck to his guns, and I don't blame him. We did what we needed to and stayed between Coach Curtis's famous saying, make them throw it out. Make them throw it out away from the basket. And so we did that. I thought Zero did a good job of getting downhill. I just thought Kelso's help side was better. I thought Kelso had a great night, not only on the stat sheet, but stuff like that where he's such an athlete. He steps over in the help. He's where he's supposed to be when he was supposed to be there tonight. And 6'3", jumps straight up vertically and challenges your shot. I mean, Zero got downhill, and Cap was there. Cap had stayed in front of him, but he got the drive that they needed we didn't necessarily want to gap there and give up an open look, but Kelso did a great job of getting over at the right time. There was barely any time left, so the kid had to shoot it, and just made a really good play there. And you know, my talk in the pre-overtime was step on the throat and finish this. You know, we have momentum now. We need to take this game into our own hands, and I felt like the boys did.
Most definitely. Again, you know, definitely another great all-around team effort win again.
Yes, sir.
When this team plays together and when they play hard, they're hard to handle.
They can be special, man. There's no doubt. They play together and play for each other and with each other. They can be special.
Well, congratulations, Coach, and we wish you the best of luck on Friday.
Yes,
now,
sir.
remind us, I've been saying 6:30 just because that's tradition. What's the start time?
So Greenback has jumped on the bandwagon, so to speak. Greenback's always had to do 6:30 and 8 because of, you know, their middle schools and practice schedule's crazy. I don't envy them for having to do that. But we are playing at 6 and 7:30 for the varsities, and then boys JV at 4:30. So won't be as late of a night over on the other side of the county Friday.
So after we've told everybody 6:30 all
1,000
evening,
times. That's my fault.
6
just 'cause
o'clock.
of tradition.
It's not your fault. I was thinking the same thing. 'Cause
Yeah.
they've done that for so many years, and they've had to. But I guess they got it worked out got some kind of schedule worked out to where they can do it at 6.
And as we sit here and talk, I'm going to 100% double check that, and I'll get that out on Facebook, y'all, just to be sure, because it's always been 6:30 at Greenback.
It has. You're right.
So I'm going to double check, but I'm pretty sure that is correct. 4:30 JV boys, which is a change from the schedule. It was supposed to be girls, and then varsity girls at 6, varsity boys at 7:30.
I guess our listeners can split the difference and turn the radio on at 6 o'clock, and one way or the other, they'll hear the game.
That'll work. That'll work.
Coach, congratulations. Another great win.
Yes,
and
sir.
I'm looking forward to Friday and continuing this momentum.
All right, brother. I appreciate you all, and thank you for all you do.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, so again,